Let's just. All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to what are we calling this?
I don't know. The Lunar Podcast. Why
Lunar
not?
Podcast.
Sure.
Yeah.
Shouting to the moon.
Everybody in
Alright.
favor says aye.
Yes,
Aye.
sir. Aye.
Aye. All right. Lunar Podcast it is. This is our podcast.
Yes, sir.
All right.
So, as we were saying, the Overwatch 2, right? You're all talking about. Remember, like back in whenever Overwatch 1 came out, whatever year that was. I don't
I
remember.
think it was
That was
2015.
2015.
Yeah, it was
Wow.
2015. I never
Wow, that's
played
like
the
6 years
beta.
ago.
I was in
I
the
never
8th
played-
grade.
Yeah, I never played the beta, but like that was like everybody was super hyped for the game. The game had a great launch, and now everybody's gone except me. I'm still the only one playing it. But after BlizzCon, which was still going on, I watched the videos on BlizzCon 2 days ago, and oh boy, Overwatch 2 looks like probably about 5 times the amount of content that Overwatch 1 had, just as a game. Did
I
either
think
of
that
you?
will help the casual crowd a lot, actually. Because, like, Overwatch, one problem I had with Overwatch is, like, if you didn't like, everyone went to quick play, right? Because it was only online. But, like, for the there's casual people, but then there's casual people who don't even want to play against other people. They just want to play their game by themselves.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So, like, them adding, like, that story content, I haven't seen the whole presentation like that. But like I've seen highlights in here and there, and from what it looks like, they're going to be adding more single player content, which I think is like a perfect thing to do because like the game's kind of needed that for a while now.
Yep.
Yeah, even like going back to when the game first launched, that first Halloween event of like Junkenstein's Revenge, I remember like
Yeah, I know
dude,
exactly what you
everyone
mean.
was on playing that. I remember
Yeah.
just because
And now
like
they just repeat it. They do the same one every single year for Halloween because they are trying to live up to how good it used to be. But
yeah,
whatever.
PvP. I don't know. After a certain like buffs and nerfs, it didn't end. It didn't hold up well. You know what I mean? Like
Well,
just with
okay.
all the different hero additions and the new
Yeah,
concepts they tried to add.
With Overwatch 1, Blizzard just kind of killed it by just killing how the game was supposed to be played in the beginning by adding these new characters, and the competitive aspect of it became really hard and much different than an actual FPS. It became more of like a MOBA with goats and stuff. But I think now no one believes me on this, but I definitely feel that now it's really just a shooting fest, and like good DPS kind of reign over everything. But Overwatch 2, yeah, I was watching the presentation and there's so much content for every single one. First off, there's this really weird for PvP, there's this theory going around that they're switching it to 5v5, not 6v6. And I don't really know how I feel about that. What do you think about
Maybe it's because I played League for so long, but I feel like 5v5 could remove it can remove the pairings. In a sense, I don't know how Overwatch pro play and stuff works. Like, I haven't played Overwatch in years, like since like 2017. Yeah. So the way I play Overwatch is very different from like the I don't know. I was a pretty casual, and I played it like years ago. So like the way I play Overwatch is very different, probably from you guys. But like, I don't know. I don't think it will affect the game like that negatively. Like, I don't think it'll have that negative of a effect on the way the fundamental game works. As long as you can like fit each role in there at least once, I think you should be good, right? Like,
yeah, I saw the buffs that they did to tanks, and if it's 5v5 and they have they run one tank, I think it should be better. Yeah.
That's what they're thinking about doing. In fact, I mean, it's just all speculation because of all the clips that they showed. In the PvP clips, they never saw more than 5 people on each team. So, and there was always one tank. So, I as a tank player, I feel that the whole tank and like main tank and off tank roles are important, but I'm down for a completely new game. You know, that's just one of my biggest fears. I mean, I'm on an Overwatch team, right, Tempest, and it's like playing on a team is so much different than playing in ladder, and it's just so competitive. Everybody knows what they're doing, and it's really great, right? And to have more control over the game as a tank player, I think will feel so much better. But that's going into specifics of it. I think they're focusing a lot on the PvE aspects of it, And I'm really excited for that because I get to play Overwatch with my friends again. Because a lot of my friends just stopped playing because they were like, oh, I don't want to get super competitive into the game, and it was super frustrating. But now it'll be more like Risk of Rain and Deep Rock Galactic, Terraria, not really Terraria, but like those PvE games, when you're with your friends and you're just against a computer.
Yeah, in terms of like PvP though, I heard it was gonna be like cross game. So if you had Overwatch 1 multiplayer, you could go in Overwatch 2 multiplayer. But I don't know
I
if they're
believe
still
that's been
holding on
disproven.
to that.
Yeah, no, I believe that's been disproven. I believe that's not true anymore because it's a whole new engine.
That really sucks though, because like,
Wait, it's a whole new engine?
Yeah, it's a whole new engine. The entire game looks different. Listen, the quality of this game, they're making it like they have acoustics, ray tracing, like acoustics as in like if you shoot when you're inside, it sounds different, and the sound reverberates off of the different materials as they are, and it's just so much work being put into this game. Like I said before, the game will be so much more than Overwatch 1.
yeah, I don't think I'd pick it up though.
Really?
Just yeah, I mean, right, the PvE aspects are cool and like the different upgrades and skill trees and whatnot, but I think the main draw of Overwatch for me was the PvP, but after they kind of ruined it, I guess it just sort of it died out for
Yeah.
me.
As somebody who's actually in like the competitive community with like the competitive teams and such, I will tell you that a big struggle for Overwatch as a game is that the people who liked the game and people who are like really into the competitive aspects of the games, once they saw the Brigitte come in and Moira and Goats, they left. And then after they broke Goats with roll queue, which is what saved the game, by the way, just like
Yeah, because if Goats kept going, it would have been really bad for the
oh,
game long
it would have
term.
been terrible. But um, when they came back, they realized that they had buffed so many characters to try and stop goats. They had become what is a little bit of a bad word in the Overwatch community, which is power creep.
We
And
love power
Overwatch didn't
creep.
realize. Yeah, yeah. Blizzard didn't realize about power creep. And then finally, after like months and months of them like dealing with power creep and losing more and more of their player base, they had a massive mega patch of just nerfs. And I think it really fixed the game and turned it into a really competitive experience. And I remember the game that you played, Tristan. You used to be super into Overwatch. And I know, like I said earlier, no one believes me, but if you came back and played the game today, you would still enjoy it. If you've tried and played it the same way that you did back then, you would see that it's not broken, it's not ruined, it's back. It's just the people that are left after
It's
those
too
purges,
late.
Yeah,
it's
it's
too
too
late.
late.
Everybody knows how the game works. Everybody knows how space works and how DPS have to play. So if you wanted to come back, you would have to grind and learn instead of just getting SR. And that turns off a lot of players. That's why League doesn't do very well to newer
Yeah,
players.
I think League was very like it's very non-welcoming to newer players. Like that's one of the biggest problems with League right now.
Yeah.
The same thing is even happening to Valorant, I'm finding, because most of the old CS heads have like started migrating from Valorant, and then after that big initial boom of Valorant like died off, it's sort of become just a try hard fest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's why I stopped playing it, bro. Like even in lower, like everyone's holy the people on there are like really try. When I first started playing Valorant, it was full of like a bunch of casuals, and I actually found it was one of the games with the nicest community to me. Like every game, I'd find some chill people. We'd all joke around about like anime and stuff like that. I even had a game where I went in and we all tried to impersonate Naruto characters for the whole match, like and stay in character. It was like some really fun stuff. But as the time went on, I stopped playing because I kept getting into games where people would get toxic, and then people would just start throwing games or just AFKing and stuff like that. Like it got really bad. Like I got League PTSD from that. It was scary.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a struggle climbing the plat in that. Like, holy hell. It was so much easier in previous seasons and so forth. I don't know.
Yeah. It's honestly, it's just like it. I have the same problem with League and Overwatch. Once you like take a lot of time, watch a lot of videos, and you understand what it takes to win every game, it's a blessing and a curse. because you as a player will be able to play better and you'll be able to understand what's wrong with each team, but you'll also realize that everybody around you is garbage, and then you'll have a
Yeah.
separation from the rest of your people, and you'll become a tryhard.
Ignorance is bliss in games like that. Because the more I learned about League, the less I liked the game. Because the more I realized how little control I actually have of what happens to me in the game. Like, I mean, some higher level players would probably disagree with me and be like, "Oh, you're just bad, get better, kid," or whatever. But like, I genuinely stopped playing League because I felt like I had no control. And as someone who comes from fighting games where I have all the control, like whether I win or lose is based off me, like it's like either you do good or you suck. But in League, it's like, yeah, you can do good, but if your teammate isn't doing good, then it's kind of like GG's, mate. Because every time I go, like I had games where I would go like 2-30. Or not 2-30, 30-2, right? And then like my teammates are over here just like throwing, especially bot lane. Like I mean, like these guys together are like 0-70.
Bot lane
man.
is always throwing.
Like the jungler, it's a gangbang down there, man. The jungler's getting in on it, my laner's getting in on it, and then he's trying to fight back against me. And then top laner's getting in on it for some reason because top laners and low rank just love using their teleports on bot lane. It's not like the bot lane's gonna do it. What are they supposed to do? Fight back? LOL, man. Like,
Fight back,
it's
bro,
ridiculous.
Fight back. Bot lane getting jumped.
Yeah. Okay. I realized that too. In a lot of my in my games, I played jungle. I tried playing jungle and I got jungle to plat eventually, right? And then after I kept playing, I was like, wow, bot lane feeds every single game, right?
Always.
So then so this season, I've just been playing support. I've just been spamming support, and I can tell you, it's really hard to tilt in this game if you're playing support because
in Overwatch or League.
Oh, in League. In Overwatch, I play tank.
No, it's easier to tilt for me. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know. I'm a control freak when it comes to games. The less control I have over what happens to me, the more upset I get. Like, and being support is the position where I feel like I have the least control because I feel like supports are only as good as their teammates are, right? So you can be amazing as support. I've seen some amazing support players who just ended up in a terrible lane or with terrible teammates. And it's like there's not much you can do. I mean, there are some supports like I've seen brands straight up just carry games and stuff like that. But like your caster support stuff, like usually like. Or is that what you would call them? Like, yeah, like, there's some characters where you can't really do much.
Enchanters is what I think they are called. Yeah, I play them.
Yeah.
I also play Leona, and Leona
then
is really good.
There's some supports who can do like the mage supports. To me personally, I think they don't even feel like supports half the time. Like it's like they are the bot laner, and the ADC is just there to support them. Make sure they don't get touched because Lux support for a long time was the bane of my existence. Like I hated playing the game if I saw Lux in bot lane. I was like, oh, she's gonna hit me with her little combo and then she's gonna click R and I'm gonna die. It doesn't matter what I do.
And then it's a big skill discrepancy, like a character like Lux gets so much value over very little things as compared to somebody like Katarina who has to have so much skill in order to just do little things, you know, and that's like the beauty and the horridness of League is just how much there is in the game and how much variety there is, and that's what makes it so hard for newer players.
Like, I get new characters and all this makes games exciting and all that, but like one thing I liked about older games is set rosters. Right now, I know people love their updates and all that and their new characters and all that. But when you had a set roster and you can actually learn the characters, oh, God forbid the game has a set roster and updates. So then not only do you get to learn those characters that are already in there, but then those characters get fine-tuned and stuff like that to balance each other out without adding new equations into the mix or new, like, you know what I'm saying? Like adding new things into the mix, like new characters, and now we have to bounce around that. Like when you have a set roster and all the characters are known, like look at Golden Age Smash Bros. Melee esports, bro, where it's just like the game went through a lot, even though that game is not balanced. The game went through enough to where the balance kept changing itself without the patches because people got time to understand what's good and what's bad and learn how to counter it, and it creates a natural balancing. You know what I mean? Like, I think like developers need to think of it as like, okay, here is the game. Here's a completed game, and then we balance according to what we don't see getting fixed, like needs our input. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like not like, okay, we're just gonna change it to change it, which I feel like Riot does a lot with League. Like we're just gonna change something. Why not? Like we're just gonna redo all the items instead of just balancing all the items. You know what I mean? Like they redid the whole item system, but they never. The item system was broken, man. Like there's so much things that were broken in this system, and they're like, yeah, we're just gonna change all of it.
Yeah.
I feel like they should have went like instead of just doing a major like that, they should have really like went bit by bit in the change with the items. You know what I mean? To see how those would affect it. I don't know unless they play tested a lot. I don't know the behind the scenes of that. Hopefully they play tested it a lot before they got it. I've only played like 2 games this season. All right, I don't play League anymore, so what would I know?
One game I could say that suffers from that balancing problem is R6. I used to be addicted to R6, and then I realized that lack of control, especially when it comes to attacking side in comparison to defense, like it's crazy. Defense has such a high like ceiling over anything the attackers can do. There's nothing you can do on attack when defense you shoot through a bullet hole. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it also in R6 it's like, oh okay, it's like suddenly Lion, stop moving. Oh, this thing popped up on the wall, the fucking Splinter Cell guy, shoot the thing. Oh, do this. Left, right, up. You know, there's like it's like a mini game. There's
Yeah,
like so
no,
many
it's just
mini games
utility clearing the game.
Like Dokkan.
Yeah, like dude, I remember seeing the Score Esports video about the first like whole section of Rainbow Six Pro games being like clearing traps.
Yeah,
that is insane to me. Like that looks insane.
That's the entire thing is clearing out the traps, and the entire thing for defense is just putting traps in a place that you don't think they're gonna notice.
It's because they're meta. Like all of those area denial things are just so meta because you can't really have anything to compete against them. So they just keep adding more and more.
It's the ultimate zoning, guys. The Rainbow Six developers are ahead of times. They broke the simulation. They made perfect zoning.
I think talking about it, just like it came to me when you were talking about fixed rosters. I think that I think Valorant had that for a little bit, and the thing that made me realize was I think it's okay to add new characters and new like stuffs if most of the characters are similar and do the same things. You know, like for example in Valorant, like like you can add new characters with new abilities, but at the same time they all do the same thing technically. Like at the end of the day,
yeah,
like
even
they all do the same. They all gun.
Even the newest character who was added, he just has flashes, fake footsteps, and a teleport, which is something that most of the characters have, and the only unique thing is the fake footsteps. So he is bottom tier right now. Literal garbage. They buffed him twice, and he's still bottom of the goddamn barrel.
Yeah.
So
it's the same with Overwatch, except Overwatch does it like Overwatch can do it like really stupid. The thing with Overwatch is that when they add a new character, the thing that they have to remember is that they have to fit the role. They have to do what the role does, but they always are like, "Oh, let's do it. Let's put a spin. Let's put a spin on the role. Let's put a spin."
Because they're not thinking about balance. They're thinking about what can make this character. How can we sell this character to the new players? You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's
like,
exactly what Riot does. It's like they don't change it for balance; they change it to make the game more interesting, and I just don't. I think it just makes it more complicated.
Yeah, adding new gameplay instead of
fixing the ones you have.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, that's not gonna change the overall flow of the game. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
But one game that has stayed consistent since its release has been Fortnite.
Fortnite.
No.
No. I mean, okay.
Okay, other than the cars and all the other fucking weird event shit that they had, but like,
have you guys played? How much Fortnite have you guys played in the last few months?
Last few months, not.
I've played like maybe 20 hours in the last like 5 months.
I bought the most recent Battle Pass, and I have played a ton of Fortnite, and I can tell you.
Oh wait, no, not the last few months. Maybe during quarantine, because I played last season. I haven't touched this season yet.
Yeah. So I feel in the time that I played Fortnite, I had a lot more fun with gaming than I had in a really long time. You know, there's just Fortnite gets so much crap from people, right?
All right,
It
look.
gets so much crap.
Wait. Before you go on, I just want to say, clarify. My problems with Fortnite are completely personal. All right, they're not objective. They're completely subjective feelings. All right. I think Fortnite's a fun game, but I also think Fortnite has a lot of stupid stuff in it, and the way it plays feels stupid. I just don't. I just don't like that.
Yeah, it's pretty stupid. I'm
Number
not, I'm not
one in
gonna lie to
Tomato
you.
Town just dropped.
But in terms of Fortnite in terms of gameplay, the game is pretty self-explanatory. It's easy to understand and pick up and play, and it's fun. It's fun and it's interesting, and it's an addictive gameplay loop. But what we saw today was the marketing decision of Epic Games, which is just to add more and more of these well-known characters into their game to oh hey, don't you want to play as your favorite character?
Yeah,
And
it's
eventually
just
they're gonna have just a potluck of well-known icons from video games. What other game do we know that is?
Super Smash Brothers.
all right. Before we get to Smash, the crossover things with Fortnite. I heard a pretty interesting thing on Reddit, right? So you know how they have those theories where if one character exists in one universe with another character, that obviously makes it somewhat canon, right? Now, just hear me out for a second. Does that mean Travis Scott will be in Street Fighter 6?
Maybe.
I'm
dude,
just
maybe.
saying. I'm
He better.
just-
Hey, I want him to play like Fang. I don't know why that came out my
Huh?
mouth,
Why?
but I feel like he would be perfect as Fang. All right. I want to see Travis Scott flap like a bird and throw poison down.
Oh yeah, dude. Totally.
Birds in the Trap, Sig McKnight. All right, back to Smash. Pyra and Mythra. How you guys feeling about that? Sword anime waifu number 1 and sword anime waifu number 2
Wait, who?
Pyra and Mythra, new Smash characters.
from Xenoblade 2.
Oh, dude. All right. I'm tight with Smash. Me and Smash got beef, right? Where's Sora from Kingdom Hearts?
Yeah.
Where's Sora from Kingdom
Oh,
Hearts?
we're gonna open this can.
No.
Oh, we're gonna.
Let me say it one more time to get it into people's heads. Where is Sora from Kingdom Hearts? Like, where?
All right. How did Kingdom Hearts 3 do?
Kingdom Hearts 3 did pretty good.
I thought it did bad.
Really good. No, it got bad. People, lots of the OG fans hated it, but a lot of people played it, especially since they opened it up to Xbox. I'm pretty sure it did really good.
I don't know. I heard that it did bad, but that's just what everybody's saying. That Kingdom Hearts 3 didn't do well, so that's why Sora is not going to make it into Smash. I still want Sora in Smash just because I know a lot. You love Kingdom Hearts, and I feel like that would make you feel great. But also, I just think that he's an interesting character. There's just
Sora's also a very popular character.
Oh yeah, there's something that I think there's one thing that's keeping Nintendo from putting Sora in Smash.
Their divorce with Square Enix.
And Disney.
Okay, Kingdom Hearts 3 was released worldwide in January 2019 and was met with generally positive reviews from critics. It sold over 5 million copies in its first week.
Yeah, but right, doesn't Smash usually do those crossovers in sort of an advertisement way? Like when we got Joker, it was because Persona 5 Royale
Persona 5 was
out.
coming.
Well,
Yeah.
Royale was coming out, and then
Royale was coming. Well, didn't Royale just come out? That was so long ago.
yeah, and then for the Sephiroth one, wasn't it because the Final Fantasy VII remake Part 2 was slated for release soon?
Well, Sakurai put Sephiroth in the game because he loves Advent Children.
I mean,
Period.
yeah, that's true too, but
that's just that.
but
I understand what you're saying. What's another character? I mean, there's no specific reason why they put Steve in the game.
Minecraft
I love that.
Steve.
First off, I love the fact that he's in the game, but there's no reason other than the fact that Minecraft is the most high-selling game in the world or something.
I can accept Minecraft only because it's extremely popular. Even if I don't really care for Minecraft too much anymore, Minecraft's popular. I'm fine with that, right? What I'm not fine with, right? There's some characters I need to know why they were picked over Sora. I genuinely want to know. I'm saying over Sora because there's no way they're not aware that people want Sora. They were aware that people wanted other characters when they released Corrin back in the day. Although I'm not going to fight in the Corrin one because I actually like Corrin. I'm a Fire Emblem fan. But Byleth?
Yeah,
Byleth?
Byleth.
Byleth.
Even as a Fire Emblem, I'm pretty sure other Fire Emblem fans can agree with this. Byleth? like, who, bro, I didn't even touch Three Houses when Byleth came out. I was like, who is that? And then I looked at her moveset. I'm like, I already know this is a Fire Emblem character, but I don't know who this is, nor do I think anyone cares. Like, why?
That's how I felt about Pyramithra, but I realized that like Xenoblade's a lot bigger than I thought it was. I, for one, don't really
Xenoblade's
care
big,
about
but why not the
Pyramithra.
main character?
Well, because big titties.
Yeah.
Dude, no,
Big-
because that's the same reason Tharja couldn't come in the
Well,
game, right?
nah,
Pretty sure-
Rex was a Mii costume. Remember?
Yeah,
Like,
Rex is a Mii
they put him in as a Mii costume.
But also, I kind of first off, I think they realized how like many people in Xenoblade just didn't really care for Rex. I heard that he was like a really, really boring character, and that Pyramithra was a much more interesting character and more like important to the story.
Yeah, most JRPG protagonists would just be self-inserts, right?
Yeah, like Alpharad, for one, he made a video today actually, I think, and he was talking about how Pyramithra was like his like next to Joker was the one, like the character he wanted for Smash the most, right? And you know what? I see all these people who really love Pyramithra. I think Omni really likes Pyramithra, so I was like, you know what? I'll give you this one, but give us something next time. Like, give us something that like I want. That's just me being selfish, but I still want to see. You know, I've got some kid picks.
We need. If I don't get Sora with the next few characters, I'm probably never gonna touch Smash again.
See,
just because
you say Sora, right? But like, even if you did come to the game, would you still touch Smash? Let's be honest, it's not in a good place right now.
Okay, no. But like, if I ever, even if I got the chance to play it in a friend's, because I'm not buying a console ever again. All right, Kingdom Hearts is coming to PC. I will never buy a console again.
What if they did Roxas instead of Sora?
I wouldn't care. Roxas is my favorite Kingdom Hearts character. So
I think Roxas would just end up being like a alternate, right?
That's no. They fight differently.
Sorry, not an alternate. What is it called?
Echo Fighter.
Echo Fighter. Yeah, Echo Fighter.
No, they fight differently, and they fight differently. So Roxas would end up his own character.
I think so, but
because like Sora be using like all his like little magic, you know, the backflips and all this acrobatic stuff, and then Roxas is the two keyblades and be using like the beams of light and all that dread. You know, oh man, I'm just imagining movesets right now.
Bro, like I've got some kid picks, like kiddie picks, like picks that we wanted when we were younger that we know are like, oh, that's stupid, but I still think that if they released if they put Shadow the Hedgehog in the game, that I would just my little 13-year-old in my body would just completely scream at the top of his lungs.
Would he go, here we go, buddy, here we go, buddy,
here we go,
buddy, here we go.
Here we go.
If Shadow the Hedgehog came to Smash Bros., Smash Bros. Might be one of the best fighting games of all time, regardless of how bad the games are now. Because like Shadow the Hedgehog in Super Smash Bros.
Shadow with the gun? Shadow with the gun?
I can die happily.
If they put Tails in the game, I cry. They put Tails in the game, I cry.
Ain't nobody care about Tails punk. Let me show
I'm pretty sure Tails is a Mii Fighter costume as well.
Because if they put Tails in the game and not Shadow, I'm gonna be so sad. Like so sad.
Yeah.
Especially with that new Sonic movie coming out and being about Tails. Oh god.
Ooh, I want Knuckles in the game so bad. I love Knuckles.
Ain't nobody care about Knuckles.
Bro, he's the he protects the Emerald Gem.
Bro, he doesn't chuckle.
What?
His name is Knuckles.
Bro, who cares?
Down in Aquatic Mine.
Also, if they make Shadow a Sonic Echo Fighter, I'm gonna cry.
Oh no, yeah, no, definitely. They might because of Adventure 2. Adventure 2. I almost said Advance 2.
Yeah, but yeah, there's been so many mods of him like with really really cool movesets in the past that it's just come on, it's right there. We need a new Sonic rep anyway, and it's just like. So like my top 3 picks are like Shadow, Sora. I don't know. Like, so you guys got any picks? I'm drawing blank.
Sora, that's all I want. Cloud. My picks originally were. Wait, let me look at the roster because some of them got in. Let me see.
Yeah.
I don't even play Smash anymore just because the netcode is garbage and you will not catch me playing on LAN.
That's a whole nother fucking can of worms.
Yeah, you will not catch me playing on LAN.
Like, okay. It's terrible. And there was an entire like outbreak about it on Twitter, but
we'll get to Twitter in a second. But for right now, we're focused on Nintendo just because They got some real shitty business practices ever since Reggie left. Like, they've been doing like that whole like Mario HD All Stars. I can't agree with that because it was just 3 emulated games.
Okay.
For
I have
$60.
a very controversial opinion.
Wait, before you get to that, let me just, because I pulled up the whole fighter list, right? So of all the fighters who are here right now, right? The ones I wanted who got in when I was younger, I said I want Lucario in Smash Bros. That ended up happening. I wanted Ryu and Ken in Smash Bros. That happened. I wanted Cloud. That happened. I wanted Corrin. That happened. I wanted Mega Man. That happened eventually.
Yeah, Mega Man.
That happened like one of the original ones, right?
Yeah, Mega Man was a huge one.
Oh!
I'm gonna come say bye before I left.
Oh, see ya. My sister's leaving. She's saying bye to me, guys.
Well, goodbye. Say
Say bye.
goodbye to the podcast.
I see. I'll see you. Love you.
I love you too. I'll see you.
So,
Yo, Tristan. Sonic the Hedgehog, he happened. And then who was the? Yeah, I already said Cloud. Did Sephiroth happen? Yeah, that happened.
Yeah, Sephiroth did happen.
Yeah, most of the characters I wanted in Smash Bros. Oh yeah, Terry was one I thought about 2 years ago. I was like, hey, I wouldn't mind if Terry or Kyo
Terry was in the game.
Kia. I mean, was it Kyo or Kai from King of Fighters, the main character? Like, I'm like, I want a King of Fighters character in there. You know, either if not Terry, then maybe Kyo or what's his son's? What's Terry's Jit's name again? Rock.
Mario? I don't know.
Terry Jr. question mark?
Oh, that's Geese's kid. I mean, Rock. Terry's his teacher.
Oh.
You guys know Rock?
No, but I could definitely see someone like I don't know. You saying Geese made me think of Tekken. And
Geese is the only thing I know from Tekken.
I can definitely see like Devil Jin or Heihachi happening because that's just kind of like how they are.
Yeah. Remember all those leaks that Heihachi was gonna be in the Smash?
Yeah.
Wait, look at the chat real quick. That's Rock. That's Terry's student. He's anime boy.
Oh yeah, I remember him.
He's fire. That would be a cool Smash character.
I don't think that they should do any more than Terry, honestly, because not that many people.
All right, we're gonna have to fight to the death.
Yeah, that's just gonna happen.
It's the only way we can settle this.
But anyway,
what was that controversial take you had?
Oh yeah, so my controversial opinion, it was about Super Mario 3D All Stars.
What is that?
And I'm gonna say it.
They remade 64, Galaxy, and Sunshine, yeah. But they were all on a Switch emulator. They weren't like real HD remakes.
Well, it's just ports?
No, they were HD ports, yeah.
They were ports, but they weren't remakes.
Yeah, no. Okay, so my controversial opinion, and I need you guys to let me talk on this one. It's worth it. It's worth the money.
Ports for the game?
A bundle pack port of these 3 games is worth it on the Switch.
For $60?
$60. I will tell you why. Right? Now what everybody looks at with this is the fact that it's low effort by Nintendo. Right? Right. But think about this. This is 3 games that you might not even be able to ever play anymore. Let's say you're younger and you've never experienced these games before.
Oh yeah, for convenience, definitely. But like,
well, that's what I'm saying. It's a product. You buy a product because you want it, right? These are 3 games, and you have to realize that all these 3 games can be played on the go, and that in itself, I think, is worthy of just adding extra money onto it.
I think it'd definitely be worth. Wait, which version of 64 is it? The DS version port, or is it porting
the original?
64.
The original.
All right, yeah. I mean, like, it's whatever. I think that's fine. I don't see what people's problem with ports. Okay, I get it.
I mean, you play Kingdom Hearts, so.
No, I mean, yeah, like people have so much problems with ports, but like. It gives you the opportunity to play that game for a newer generation and the convenience of being able to do so. Like, people got mad because when they announced Kingdom Hearts got announced for PC recently, finally, so I can give my PS4 away because I don't.
You're gonna buy it, right?
Yeah, of course. And people were complaining that it was full price. I'm like, okay, you're getting the whole series. The only games you're missing are the DS ones. Like, you're getting every single Kingdom Hearts game.
Not to mention, you probably get mods with it too.
I actually didn't know about that happening. Maybe I'll actually get that and actually play Kingdom Hearts.
Dude, I'm gonna get it and lose my life to those games again. I'm gonna replay every single one, 100% all the way through. I'm playing every single one. I'm 100%ing all of them finally because I don't have to set up my PS4 on top of my PC and then unplug my PC from the monitor so I can plug my PS4 in the HDMI slot. Like,
That's a lot of effort. Nah, but even if it is for convenience, the Mario All Stars, it's only available till March of this year. That's like less than a month away.
oh, that's weird.
Yeah,
Weird.
that's the main kicker. Like if they're gonna do it for convenience and then pull that shit, that's what makes it weird.
Yeah, I never really understood that part of it because it's such an easy thing to just keep on there. But people were complaining about it not being like worth the money, and I'm like, yeah, I don't believe that. I think it is worth the money, but that I don't get.
I
They
think
also
that's a bigger problem. Why is it a limited time thing?
Yeah, honestly, I just have a problem with the $60 price tag just because Mario 64 is such a it's an
But
old
Sunshine
ass
and
game.
Galaxy are two.
Yeah,
AAA
no,
games.
Sunshine and Galaxy, like that would make it worth like $40 in itself. But 64 is worth maybe like $5 to me at least, because I don't see the appeal of 64, especially since you can fucking emulate it on an iPad and an
Well,
iPhone.
I mean that okay. You're drawing a big difference between graphics and content. That game, Super Mario 64, has more content than most of the games that we play nowadays.
Wait. How much is the whole total package?
60.
60.
That's fair. That's fair. It's literally 3 full video games. Like
It's three.
it's a fraction of the
Like
price.
Sunshine, Galaxy, and 64 all have very like similar amounts of content into the game, and that alone is huge. Like the amount of
Wait,
content. Like
Galaxy
probably
1 and 2, or is it just Galaxy 1?
Just one.
just Galaxy One, just Galaxy One.
Is
I
1
mean,
the one where you can play through the game again as Luigi, or is that 2?
Yeah, that's one.
That's one.
That's one.
That's one.
So okay, I wouldn't count that as a 4th game, but you're getting
was
like
that a 4th game?
3.5 games there, right? Like,
Yeah.
given that they are probably, other than 64, I don't know how much games were back then. I'm not that old, lol. But given like these games were probably around like between $50 and $60 when they originally came out, and now you're paying the same price to get multiple games.
Well,
Like,
correct
I
me
don't
if
think
I'm
that's
wrong.
that
I'm
crazy.
pretty sure Galaxy on the Wii was like $40 because I don't remember Wii games being full
Probably.
price 60.
No, I don't think they were
Probably
$60. I
not,
think they were
but even
40.
so, even if that was 40, and then like let's say the GameCube version of Sunshine was like 30 or 40,
Yeah.
that's already like $60 right there.
Yeah. I still
But then
think
you're
it's
adding
worth
another
it.
game on top.
And also, I think that saying that Super Mario 64 is worth $5 because it can run on an iPad is a gigantic injustice to how much work went into that game. Because that game was like the magnum opus of like the decade at the time. There was just so much that went into that game for gaming. It was like the biggest game at the time, and it is in history probably one of the biggest games of all time because it was
True,
just so.
without that, Sonic would have never made the jump to 3D anytime
Yeah, it
soon.
was so
Most
much.
games would have never made the jump to 3D anytime soon.
So I think so. Yeah, there's a huge difference between graphics quality and content. And
That game
actual
walked
quality
so
of the
all
game.
these other 3D platformers could run.
Think about Final Fantasy VII, legendary game, right? It looks like total ass. I'm not gonna cap. Like, I tried playing that game and I was like, am I watching like an instructional DVD that my kindergarten teacher gave me because
Don't
I
do
couldn't
that. Don't
add
do
2
that.
plus
No,
2? Like,
wait,
what?
don't do that. Hold up. Don't do that. Final Fantasy VII may look one way, but that is a really good game. Even
I
I
know.
actually would prefer to play the original over the remake.
That's
That's
the
just
point
me
I'm trying to
personally.
make. That it's a great game, but it could probably be run on a goddamn toaster oven.
Well, okay, maybe not. Maybe not over the remake, but like still, I'd still go back and play Final Fantasy VII. Like it holds up. I feel like that game's actually really good.
Yeah, Ricky literally plays Final Fantasy 1, 2, 3, like the first ones, and he still enjoys that.
I
No, I
think
would
that's the
never
main
go back to
problem
those.
for me though. I think it's because instead of using the DS version of 64 with the high poly models and it running in 16:9, they instead use the original 4:3 with the low res, low poly
That's
models.
the problem. That's the same problem I had when they ported Street Fighter 3 and all those other Street Fighters to the PS4, but then they didn't port Street Fighter 3 Online Edition or the PS2 edition. They ported the arcade version of it. Not even the like Dreamcast or PS2, the arcade version of Street Fighter 3.
Yeah,
with the
especially since they have the superior version there. Like, why would
there's
you?
there's 3 superior versions to pick from, and they chose the original. Like that bothered the hell out. I was like, wait a minute. Even if you didn't go online edition for all those the extra stuff there, you could have went with the PS2. Like there's so much other versions. You know what I mean? Like I mean, I'm not like a big. I'm a Street Fighter 3 head, but I'm not big enough to where I'm like, oh, the frame data is different on the PS2 and Dreamcast version, so they could never do that. I don't care about that. All right, but holy bro, the sound quality on the PS4 port is like oh, like, oh my god, my ear is melting, man. And they took away all the special artwork and stuff. Like, it's literally just an arcade port. So you just go to the main menu and you just play the game like it was at an arcade. They don't have any of the extra like art pieces that you can go and view. All the music changing. How you can get the skins from Second Impact and New Generation and all those custom skins. How you can like buy the extra remixes of all the songs and stuff like that, and all the trial stuff and all. Like, there's so much extra work that went into online edition that they just didn't move to the PS4, and it baffles me that they did that. Like, it makes no sense to me.
I think also, yeah, like with the ports and stuff, it's I do want to touch really quickly on what you said, Tristan, which was why didn't they do the DS port with like the high poly models and stuff? As somebody who's played through all 100% as both of those games, 64 for the DS is a completely different game and is really bad. I'm just gonna throw that out there. It's really terrible.
How?
Is it? I remember playing it and
How?
being fine, dude.
The
Luigi
entire
Poker?
well, okay, that's different. That was put in Mario Brothers as well. But the reason I say that, let's just say this: the mechanics are completely different. The way that
Okay,
every
fine. They
one of
could
the
have just
characters
fixed
work.
that.
Yeah,
I'm
they
not
could have
taking
just
that
used the
serious.
original and then just changed the models. Like, that's the only thing I have
Yeah.
trouble with. They have the high res models and the high res textures, and they don't use them.
But there's something charming about the low res models.
I
And
guess,
and
but
like
it's
Really?
still in 4x3.
yeah, and there's something charming about that too.
About it being in 4x3 on a
There's
16 by
something
9
charming about
console.
that too. People will think, like, if you think back to the older people that actually played those games, and you load up the game and it goes to that little box, you're like,
Lucas,
oh, this brings
Lucas,
back
I'm
They
going to
should
show
have an
you.
option to change that like they do in the emulators for the 3DS.
Lucas, Lucas, I'm
well,
going to
I
show
don't know.
you how flawed that thinking is real quick. Yo, I love the original version of Cyberpunk. There's so much charm to all these glitches, right? It's just so special to me. There's never anything new like this in the world. I love the original release of No Man's Sky. There was so much charm in that empty husk of a video game, you know?
People actually like the original release of Super Mario 64, though.
Hey, some people probably like the original release of Cyberpunk, but we're not going to call those people
We're not gonna
sane
talk
now,
about
are we?
Cyberpunk. That shit is, oh my god. Everybody, oh my god, we're gonna talk about Cyberpunk now. Oh my god, because, so many people were on me before that game came out. It's like, you're not gonna get it? You're not gonna get this game, this amazing game that's gonna be like really revolutionary
Yeah,
for the
people were on
game?
me
Like,
about it too.
oh my god, I'm like, I'm not paying $60 for a game that I don't know what it's about yet, or its issues, or its good parts, it's like anything like that. It's
My
got
thing is,
penises and it like rendered. I'm
people,
like, I don't care.
I don't mean to be a video game elitist, but I'm kind of like the last like AAA generic American video game I got really hyped for was Assassin's Creed 3.
Oh,
Oh, no, Black.
dude. Oh, okay, never
I
mind.
guess like the last one. Like after that, I started realizing all these are the same video game. Like they're all like the same game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you have your standout ones that do the formula right? Like your GTA's. You know what I'm saying? Like
You know.
See, GTA's
eh,
feel like a cinematic experience though, so each one feels different from the next.
yeah, like but GTA, like you have games that do it right, but all these are like kind of like the same game. Like you're a vigilante kind of mercenary, whatever the frick. You drive around the city, you do jobs. You're a criminal. Maybe you shoot some people. You loot. You got
Yeah.
the little map where you do the little trailing missions and all that, and all. Like it's the same video game. Like I feel
Yeah.
like people are sold
Did you
these
see an
same
E3?
game. Like I don't feel like Horizon Zero Dawn is a different game from like a Cyberpunk or like you know what I mean? Like they feel like the same or like a Assassin's Creed. What's the one where it's in Egypt or whatever? Like these all feel like the same game to me. I
Yeah.
don't understand how people were so hyped for Cyberpunk. Where I'm like, oh my god, it's all this like for the novelty of all these little things. Like like it feels like real life. If I wanted real life, I'd go out into the real world. Like I like video games, but I'm not a nerd. Right? If I want to go into the real world
I
and enjoy
wouldn't say
real
that,
life, like
but
look. I like there's people outside that you can go and see. There's even during COVID, surprisingly, there's people outside.
I
Like
don't
you
think
don't
those
need
are called
shoot.
nerds.
If you
I
want
think
to
those
see
are called
I don't think
incels.
that point is valid.
I don't
think
know.
that's
For me
valid.
personally, like if you want to go see all that real stuff, go to like my. I don't. This is just me personally, by the way. This is not like. This is probably not like. This is not objective. This is very subjective, right? But me personally, my video game stuff is for me. Video games is an escape. Why would I want more of the? Why would I want more of the real world in a video game? Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's times where it's appropriate for a video game to replicate the real world, like some aspects of things like GTA and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, it's still a game. It has to be fun. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it
And
has to
like
be like bug
I wouldn't
stacks.
have fun playing a lower version of GTA. That's just how I see it. Like for me personally, it's just like, oh, it's GTA, but in the future, and there's people everywhere. They do their own thing and have their own walk cycles. Oh my god!
Well, wouldn't you say that in itself is an escape? It's a different world.
You know what else is an escape?
Hmm.
The time trials on Sonic Mania. That junk took up so much time of my life.
God,
Oh,
I didn't.
dude, I was able to complete Stardust Speedway Act 2 in like 14 seconds. Think about that.
That's very
That's an
optimistic.
escape, all right? That's a big escape.
I think something that really can contribute to this very much, and your opinion about like escaping. For one thing, I think that for one thing, many people around the world have different like experiences and things that they have access to. So I think having like just the ability to experience these things in the form of video game is extremely important. But in the terms of escape to like a different world, I recently purchased an Oculus Quest 2. And I can tell you that has been some of the greatest gaming experience I have ever had in like a really long time.
Did you play Boneworks and or what's that one called? Half-Life Alyx?
I did not play those,
Super
but I want to.
Super Hot
I want to
VR.
play Boneworks. I don't know about Half-Life Alyx, but maybe at some point. But I'm thinking just things like VR chat and in like Blade and Sorcery. I found was really fun.
I got like a hot opinion. I wouldn't say take. It's not like a forced on opinion. It's just like a personal thing.
Is it an unpopular opinion?
Yeah, non-popular
We
opinion.
love
I
those.
don't like VR at all. Like I don't like it at all.
Yeah, I
don't
think I can
like it
agree
at
with you
all.
on that one.
It's like it's cringe. I don't know. Like I mean, maybe if I tried a bit, I'd be like, oh, this is cool for like 20 minutes, and I go like, all right, let me get back to my controller, mouse, and keyboard. Like
Yeah.
I don't know. Like for me personally,
I think
I
VR
don't.
just isn't well
I can see
developed
the
yet.
appeal in it, but I couldn't sit there for more than 20 minutes or 10 minutes on like a headset. Like I can't do that. Like I need
I'm
to. Like,
gonna counter you and say you haven't played the right VR game. That's what I'm gonna say. I feel like you just haven't played the right game.
I don't. I mean, okay. What game do you think I'd be? And you know what types of games I play. What game there would I be interested in?
Oh, there's like some like RPG games. Like the big issue, and I can agree with you on this one. The big issue with the VR market right now is there's not a ton of like really big games. There's not a lot of games of each like really high quality, packed with content games.
It's not even
you
the
know?
content. I'm like a person who really likes technical games, right? So a game where I feel like there's some sort of skill that I can learn and like get better at, right? So like when I
You
play
should play
League,
Echo VR.
yeah, like when I played League, like my main thing that kept me coming back was like I was getting better until like I got better and realized how much the game sucked. Or like when I played Dragon Ball, like I like learning new combos and getting better at Dragon Ball. When I played Kingdom Hearts, I like learning more about the game and what combos are more viable than others and how to fight certain enemies the best way possible. You know what I mean? Like I like stuff like that. You know what I mean? In VR, I don't really feel like that's there. At least not yet. Maybe in the future when it becomes
Yeah.
more intricate.
That's
But
what
like
I was thinking.
yeah, like maybe we'll get SA. Dude, when VR gets to SAO stuff, then I'll hop on VR. Right?
Maybe
I'm gonna
give
become
it
a
like a
beater.
couple of weeks
I'm gonna
first
become
before.
a beater, man.
But
See, okay, the thing with VR, the only game that I've really had that gives me that sort of like competitive aspect, or like not even competitive, just like technical, or you feel like you're getting better as the time goes on, is a game called Echo VR. And from the outside in, the game looks really stupid. It's a zero gravity like frisbee type like arena game, right? But let me tell you that it's some of the greatest experiences I've ever had, like gaming wise in a really long time, and it's super fun. You can feel yourself getting better, and making a play really feels good because it's exertion, like it's physical exertion too, and the mechanics are and the physics are really on point. It's great. It's really great. So if you ever found like ever had a VR headset, that would be like the one that I think that you could really get that
I have
experience.
one. I just haven't used it because I don't really.
What
I'm
do you
not a big
have?
VR guy.
What do you have?
No idea, but my friend Aaron got me one for Christmas, and it's under my bed and has not been opened.
Oh wow, you should really try
Did
that
you
out.
play Pavlov, Lucas?
Pavlov.
Or-
Okay, I never played Pavlov, but I can definitely see that being like a competitive experience because it changes every time. The new one, there's like a new version of Pavlov that just came out. It's called Onward. It's not a version of Pavlov, but it's a shooter game just like Pavlov. It's like Arma.
Yeah.
And Onward, that's like the one. That's like the shooter game that everybody goes to now is Onward. And if I wanted to get into that, I would. I mean, right now I'm going through my Blade and Sorcery kick, and Onward's a lot of money, so I'll think about it. But at this point, if I don't have anybody to play it with, I'm just probably not going to do it.
I
But
got you.
that ends my conversation about VR.
I don't know. I think it just needs to be further developed, as Jeremy said.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I really think like the whole controller and you're still hooked up to a well, granted they have some of the wireless ones now. They have a lot of the wireless ones now.
Yeah,
But
like
like
the Quest 2, like the one I got, has the two wireless like hand controllers, and that feel like they mesh to your hand. They feel like they are your hands, and the headset itself, which is completely wireless. It's a revolutionary piece of tech, and I recommend it to anybody. I think it's totally worth the money.
I feel really the only two games that I was probably excited for and going into VR was Boneworks and Half-Life Alyx, as I said before.
Oh wait,
Just
Super
because
Hot is fire though. Super Hot looks lit.
I
That
bought that
game
game,
looks lit.
finished it like in 2 days. That is amazing. It's amazing. I love it. Super Hot VR is such a great game.
Sorry to cut you off, Tristan. I just had to get that thought because I was trying to remember the name for a hot second, and I was like,
Yeah,
there's
no
one
problem.
VR
Go
game
ahead.
I thought was really cool.
Go ahead, Justin.
yeah, nah, it's just like they need to develop the software more because there isn't many like AAA really in-depth delved out VR games,
Oh yeah.
which is
Like
what I think is the problem.
Yeah, the closest thing we have to that is like one thing I've said for so long, right? The closest thing we're gonna get to the Oasis from Ready Player One, which is like the ideal VR experience, right? You take VR chat, right? Because I spend a lot of time in VR chat. There's actual people there. You know, it's not just memes. Like VR chat, and there's a lot of people who take it like more seriously and like actually use it to talk to people. And it's actually a really, really nice experience. You meet some really cool people. But mix VR chat with an actual MMORPG system, and you have the Oasis. Give it a long-lasting leveling system, currency. Give it things that take a long time and things that are actually really hard to do, like raiding. Put that in the game, and have it with the social aspects that VR chat has. Boom, you've got the next greatest game
Wait,
and the next
two
greatest part of human history.
okay, two things about that. One, wouldn't it be hilarious if the future actually has the Oasis and they look back at us now with our little cord VR headsets and all that? Like, how primitive! Like, that would actually just be so
They're
funny.
glasses at that point. I mean, we're getting
Yeah.
there.
And then like,
The Quest is literally just a headset that has no wires at all.
and like, I've always wondered like the effects on real world stuff, the real world effects of things like the Oasis. Right after I watched Ready Player One, I was like, dude, like, there's so much problems. I feel like they're gonna be worse because people are just gonna like get like GG on real world. They're gonna be like, oh, what? A digital world code Leo code? GG. Bye bye Planet Earth. Well, what's the point? Like,
That's
you know what
probably
I mean?
like the worst part about it, just that
Yeah.
existential dread of we're gonna fuck up the planet. Yeesh.
Yeah, like, and we're
That'll
already doing
never.
it,
I
but
don't. I
then
don't
people
think
will
that'll
have a
ever happen.
guaranteed escape. Like, I feel like people will have a guaranteed escape of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I don't necessarily think that that's a bad thing. I don't think that the world will become like in a box. You know, like no one goes out of their homes or anything like that because in human nature there is a necessary need to provide for you and your family. Like you will have to go out eventually and get a job. You will
Well,
go out.
lots of people work from home these
Yeah,
days.
no, that's what I was
I mean,
thinking. Like, you don't
there's some
have
people.
to.
Oh, you go first. You go first. You go first.
Yeah, you don't have to go out to work, and
Not every job is indoors though, and there will always be physical jobs. There will always be jobs in the real world, like firefighting and being a police officer and stuff like that.
But the fraction of I feel like the fraction of jobs that like require you to go outside versus jobs that can be handled from home or indoors is like, I feel like it's gonna be lopsided. Like there's a lot of things you can actually do from indoors. Like the more I think about it, I feel like if I really sat down and thought about it, most common jobs can just go straight to home, like homework. You know what I mean? Like besides jobs where you need specific materials to do certain things, or you need to go for certain places, or food jobs, like those
yeah.
can be either, or shoot, some of these can even be replaced by robots in the future or something like that. You
Oh,
know
that's
what I
what I
mean?
was
Yeah,
thinking. If they
that's
automate
inevitable.
sanitation, then it's over.
That's a given. That's gonna happen. Period. But then again, we create more technology, and with that technology, we have more jobs. That's why like coding is like the next biggest major and the next biggest job because everything is done with coding now.
But that's like one thing. Not everybody's trying to be a coder, you know? Like
That
there's
sucks.
a lot of other people whose jobs will get taken. Like, oh, what if someone genuinely really wants to clean the floors at Walmart? They can't do that anymore. They got the little robot things doing it now. Go do something else. Like, you know?
If your dream job is to clean the floors at Walmart, I have nothing to say to you.
I can tell you
Lucas,
that is not
I
a
believe
dream
the people.
job.
You wouldn't believe the people I've met, all right? Just people who genuine dreams are to work at Walmart. Like
What?
You can
either
work at Walmart without cleaning the floors there. Like what?
not even a dream. Like some people just don't really care. Like they're like, oh yeah, I'll take whatever job you get as long as I can just chill. You know what I mean? Like it's like that for a lot of people.
I don't know. That just seems very lackluster to me.
It does. It
I
kind
mean,
of seems
that would
degenerative
make
in
you
nature.
more. That would make you more ambitious than the average person because the average person doesn't really care. Like I started realizing just the more I hang around, I've been way more social in the past year. I've been making it my mission to be a more social human being and not like, sit at home all day play video games. Even though I still do that, like I said, but even though it's not really because of video games now, it's because of school. But like
Yeah.
I've been trying to be way more social and talk to way more people, and the more people I talk to and communicate with, the more I realize I'm very like I said this on my Instagram the other day. I'm like in an in between area, right? Where I've realized the more I talk to people that I'm not weird. Like I'm actually pretty normal compared to what you'd consider a weird person or like a not like an out of the ordinary person. But I'm also not very normal because the average person is very like boring. I'm not gonna lie. Like it bothers me like
Yeah.
it makes because people who genuinely have no ambition or dreams or anything, like they don't really care about any of that. Like they just want to live their life till they die.
See,
There's a very fine line between being simple and being basic.
that's what
Very
I
fine.
was thinking the other
Aren't
day.
those
Like,
aren't
do I
those the same?
wanna? Oh, go ahead.
Oh, okay, no. Okay, no. I see what you mean. I see what you mean.
Go ahead, Tristan.
Yeah, I was thinking the other day. Do I want to go through like the work a 9 to 5 until I'm 70 years old, die off with like a 1.3 in my bank account, and then just like dip the world? I don't see that as appealing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I had that moment with myself way back. That's why I've always made it my goal, and I made it my law in my life that I need in my when I finally find a career and like everything I actually sit down and do, it has to be creating. It has to be creating and doing something new every day and not just crunching numbers because that would kill me if I had to just go to a cubicle every single day of my life and just do the same thing. Like accountants, I love you, but how do you do it?
How in the
Well,
How do
some
you
of
hell,
fucking
though?
do it? How is your life
them love the
interesting?
math. You know, like some of those people genuinely love the math, or like they think, oh, it's easy, and I'm really good at it. Like they're just really good at it. Like for me, I'm. I used to really want to be like, oh, I want to be famous because I felt like if I was famous, everything else came by default. Like the money came by default. All that stuff comes by default a lot of the time. You know what I mean? People are going to ask you to be on talk shows and all this stuff. Whatever it was for, I wanted to be famous, right? But the more I realized it, I like, despite like what my personality may seem like, when I'm around people in public, usually I'm a very like I seem like I'm a very uppity, like extroverted person. You know what I mean? But anyone who knows me for real knows that I'm not like that most of the time. I'm usually to myself, very quiet, just drawing or like doing my own thing, right? If I was famous, like, I don't like the idea of being bothered for the rest of my life, but I also don't like the idea of not thriving for the rest of my life. Because I kind of, like, I don't want to like struggle to make ends meet either, but I don't need unnecessary money. Like, I don't want to be rich, to be honest with you. I just want to not be hungry, if that makes any sense. Like I want enough money so I don't have to. Sorry, my brain's all over the place here, but I'm just like kind of spilling my thoughts here, right? Like I don't want like I want enough money to get by and not worry about money. Like I just don't ever want to worry about money again. If I can get through the rest of my life without worrying about money again, that's pretty good to me. Because that's like the main thing that ruins my day is thinking about money. Right?
I think it's
Like,
also really, really early to be thinking about that at this time, because it's like, holy shit.
Well, not for some
well,
people.
I'm already for some people because I'm already like I help with rent and stuff like that. I'm like, you know what I mean? Like I'm trying to like get my own, like I'm like I'm in a situation where like I mean maybe you guys are too. I don't know personally, but like I'm in a situation where I don't have too much financial help from my family because it's not something that we can all like really afford. So everything I want, I need to get it for myself, right? And if I
We're
don't
getting
have to
into
worry
some
about
real
money,
personal stuff here.
yeah, but like it's just
Okay.
really a thing of like if I can find a way where I can live, like my main three goals are live without worrying about money, be able to draw whenever I want, and have a wife or something like a lover because like that's just something that's a whole nother story. But like those three things are really important to me, and that second one is the first two are the most important. Like if I can live without worrying about money and draw whenever I want, I'm fine. I don't need to be like super rich or anything like that. Like that's like honestly, I'd live in like a little apartment as long as I get to draw every day. Like, geez, man, that'd be such a good life.
Okay.
I don't know, man. For me, I think I'm the polar opposite. I want everything, dog.
Dude, like, bro, even the way my house is right now, if my house only had my room and the kitchen, I would be fine. I just need, I don't want to worry about rent. I hate, bro, the worst feeling is getting to the end of the month and being like, damn, that money you got, yeah, that's gotta go to somebody, bro.
Bro, that stuff feels bad. Holy shit.
I feel like it's more of just I feel like I am unfortunately a very materialistic person. So in life it's always what do I want? How much do I need to buy that? Okay, so what do I need to do to get that? Like at what point will I be able to get this sort of thing? When I was younger it was a phone, then it was computer, and then it's more and more and more and more stuff. So if I ever got to the point where I could just buy like the two or three things that I've always wanted in my life, I mean, that's it. That's what I want. But then it comes to
What would
like
those be?
huh? I mean,
What would those two or three things be?
it's just like if I wanted to take up a new hobby, like for example, I've been doing a lot of drumming, and my kits right now are really 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 crappy. So if I got a lot of money, first thing I would do is buy one of the like buy a new nice kit, one that I can actually spend a lot of time on and nourish a new hobby. Um, if I want to have the freedom to say I want to try to learn violin, I'm gonna go out and buy a violin, and I can do that. I want to play this game that I see. I'm really excited for this game. I can buy that game. And honestly, it seems like a lot of money in the grand scheme of like houses and stuff. That's not that much money to buy something like that. Like every year, every couple years or so is like
Or then you end up more in my boat where like I don't need to be rich, but if I don't have to worry about money, I'm straight. Like if I want to buy a piano, I can do that. I'd like to be able to reasonably do that, or at least be able to reasonably save for it without stressing. Like, oh my god, I'm not going to be able to eat. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
saving for this computer put me through a struggle that I didn't know I could last through. All right, I keep saying this to people, but I need people to understand how harsh this is. Right, I did not buy myself food from January and February 2020. I didn't. because I couldn't afford it because I was saving for this goddamn graphics card so I can get the screen working. Like, dude, the amount of drive I had to get that. Like, I wish, like, and if I had more money, like, I'd be able to save for that without having to worry about, like, oh crap, I have to give up something else to do this. You know what I mean? Like, I don't need to be filthy rich or anything, but like, I don't want those worries. I don't want to ever have to think about, oh man, I want this, but if I get this, I won't be able to eat. I hate that's a really sucky feeling, man.
Bro, that's some down bad shit. Holy.
down
That's
atrocious,
down
man. All right.
horrible. Fuck.
I mean, I'm saying that because it's way easier to get than a girl. If I had the girl, I would be way less worried about that. All right. Let's be real. Come on, guys. Like,
I mean, I guess, man. I don't know. I came to the realization that I don't really want to deal with anybody else until I've set my shit straight and that I've fully made it. You know what I mean? Like, I want to be able to take everything, if that makes any sense.
I completely get what you're saying.
I want every experience. I want, like, true freedom. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. As
Yeah, I know
somebody
what you mean.
who, in the last probably year, year, has made it his goal to have somebody. Like, for the whole past year, that's just like been my main goal, which was to find somebody to care for, to find somebody to give my everything for, stuff like that. And as of like last week and recently, I have found somebody, and after having that, it's so like shocking.
Yeah, you want to move on to something else, right? Because it's
No, God no.
Oh, okay. Well,
God,
my fault.
Tristan,
My fault.
Jesus.
Okay, shit. All right.
No, it's like, God, like this person, like in your life when it's just you feel, and I guess a lot of people can relate to this. It's like it's just you, and you feel like you're dealing with your problems, and you're just like going through the things that you want to do and things like that. It's very lonely, like even if you're with your friends and stuff, like everybody's dealing with their own issues. But then you have this person that's like, hey, how you doing? I really care about you and stuff. And it really just has changed my mental, like my mental outlook on so many things that I do and the ways that I feel, that I'm really, really grateful for her. And if she's watching, hi. But
You corny.
She's gonna hear
You
what you said.
corny.
She's gonna get so upset. She's gonna be like, "Did you let your friend talk to me like that, about me like that? Like, oh, so you bored of her yet?"
All right. I didn't mean like bored as in like the.
yeah, you want to move on, right?
No, I meant it as in like the. It doesn't.
Just like, yeah, I just get so many girls, bro. I just get bored of them so quick. Like,
No.
No.
I mean, it doesn't change your. How do you say?
My life?
Your desire for things, right? Does it?
Well, no. Does it change like my life goals? Absolutely not. It just really it helps me have faith that I have somebody there with me to have those goals. And honestly, it makes those goals seem like way more of a reality.
Lucas just gained a party member. All right, Tristan, don't think
Yeah,
too
I got
dark.
you. See, us solo levelers, we gotta stick to our guns, bro.
The grind.
Dude, it's because my problem is I was like, I'm gonna take a break to work on myself, and I got to a point where I was like, yep, I'm done working on myself, but now I can't get a girl. It's just like, oh, what was the break for? I got all these new tools that I can't use.
I don't know, dude. I went on a date with this one girl that one of my like old friends had set me up with, and I had realized something that I was just like, why? Why do we do this? Why must I be horny? Why can't I be happy?
I don't wish to be horny anymore.
Tristan had an existential crisis.
I was just like, why do I have the desire to procreate? Is this really necessary?
God.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay, if you go on a date with the end goal of procreating, you are
No, because
That's-
it wasn't even that. It was like I was acting different. I'm like, this isn't me. Why am I acting weird?
Never mind. You gotta evaluate yourself
You
because that's
gotta,
not even a
you
dating
gotta take
thing.
a
That's
second
that's
to
a you
think about
thing.
that.
No,
If
because
you're sitting at the dinner table with this girl and you're just staring at her and you're just like,
No.
Tristan-
It wasn't any
Tristan-
weird shit. It was like I was trying too hard. If that makes any sense.
Well,
oh
you
yeah,
gotta see how
that
comfortable
just
you
comes with
are.
time.
You have to see how comfortable you are with yourself and presenting your true self to people. Then I feel
Right.
like that would be like the source of
Literally,
that,
like
right?
you see how you are with us right now. Just do that.
No,
It's
Okay,
you.
wait.
It's
Okay, hold on.
you.
Lucas.
Yeah.
Okay, Tristan, hear what Lucas said? Throw that out the window. All right?
Yeah, no, that's what I was
What do
thinking. I
you
was like, because I
mean?
did that.
What do you mean?
Be yourself, the light LITE version. All right, the light version. All right, don't do too much because us boys, especially you, Tristan. I know you about the meme life. You know what I'm saying? You a meme guy. Some girls cannot take the men memes. All right.
Yeah, no, that's what I
Feel
mean.
the
Like,
waters before you go all in with the you. All right. I'm just saying that from personal experience.
Yeah,
I
no,
think
that's
I think that's an opinion, and I disagree with it. Very
no.
much.
He's right though, because
I don't think
that's
so.
exactly what happened. Like I had to tone it down, but that's not me.
I don't think
Yeah,
so.
like you can't. Okay, I think it's good to be yourself, especially if you're looking for a girlfriend and not just like a one night stand or something like that. Because you want her to like be attracted to you for who you are and not like a creation you've made, so that she
Yeah.
doesn't like fall in love with the character and then you have to keep up the character, right? That's very important. However, you need something to pull her in the first place, and sometimes it's very intimidating when guys are themselves, and themselves is not a very approachable person. You know what I mean? So, for instance, like I gave you guys the example earlier. Like when I go out, I'm a very like outgoing, like very uppity person. You know what I mean? But if I were to be myself on the first date and be really nonchalant, which I've done before, most of the girls just think I don't care. You know what I mean? Like there's certain personality traits that you might not want to show on like a date or something like that because you're trying to sell yourself, right? Especially being a guy in American
Nah.
dating culture,
But-
you don't want to just throw yourself in there like, hey, so you see what we post in our man, we have Discord and we have a chat, right? It's called Not Safe for Work Shit Post. You want to see it?
no, okay, it's not that crazy. No,
All right, no.
but that's
I
yeah. Okay, go ahead, please.
okay. Just one thing. I get what you're saying, but if you as a person are not approachable, you shouldn't act like you are. I feel like if you as a person and your personality is not approachable, then you should look at that and you should try to
So
fix
then
it.
I should I just be single forever? Because I don't think everyone has that. By using that logic, that means I have to be approachable to get a girl. But I don't think that's the case. I think I just need to like be in that moment. I don't need to change. I wouldn't like to change who I am
Oh yeah, no.
at base. You know what I mean? Because me personally, I don't like small talk or like starting up new conversations. I kind of just like chilling and like, you know what I'm saying? Just both of us
Yeah.
sit quietly next to each other, enjoy each other's company type stuff. But that won't really work on a date because they don't get to know you that way.
Well,
So-
let's just start out with the fact that it doesn't matter who you are. If you act open and act like yourself to every person you ever meet for the rest of your life, you will find somebody. Period. And that is exactly what I think that people should do. Because
I mean, yeah, no, he's like that's what
Because-
I try to go for.
yeah, if you are yourself, right, and you're like this girl, and you're like, oh, I gotta be open to her. I gotta lure her in. I gotta get a hook, you know. And you feel like you have to do that. I feel like that's just gonna lead to way more people just kind of like not seeing the full you and acting like that. Well, whatever.
Yeah, like
think that-
I shouldn't have to care about that because
Right.
you're not there to like rely on me or whatever, right? Like the person's there to be a partner in crime.
Right, so if
sort
you
of a
just
side
act like
person,
yourself-
I don't know.
The entire time, you will eventually that person will find you
I
and love you
feel-
for who you are. Go ahead,
I
Tristan.
feel like yeah,
No,
you
no,
go.
no, it's Jeremy.
I feel like that's ideal, but it's not realistic, right? Like it's not you're gonna be yourself, and after a long enough time being yourself, someone eventually is gonna like really appreciate the beer because that's just not how life works. You know what I mean? Like it can work. It will. It probably could. It will work eventually. a lot of situations that could probably work, but like there are some situations where yourself is like a lot and you gotta like build up to stuff like that. I'm not saying completely deceive the girl or anything like that. Like that was like a hyperbolic example earlier, right? But like definitely there's times you just gotta pull it back. If you don't like having to do that, then yeah, maybe you should go with someone like who would like maybe you should try to aim for someone who will accept you on the first try there. But like I don't think there's anything super wrong or like I don't think it's a super bad thing to just like try to like tone it down a bit. Like we do that in many different parts of our lives. It's not like everyone is the same person wherever they go. You know what I mean? As much as you can try to, you definitely run into problems using that method. You know what I mean? Like trying to be like yourself wherever you go. You know what I mean? Like it's definitely
It's harder for some than it is others, though. I definitely think just being yourself, because there's so many people that put on so many masks when they go around, and it's just like like you follow them around, and then you go to their other friend group, and they are
it's not even
completely
like a mask though. Like the more you think about it, like it's less of a mask, it's more like different versions of yourself, right? It's not like when I go out and I'm acting all like uppity, it's not like that's not me. It's just a very different version of me than the usual one. You know what I mean? Like they're very different journeys, but it's still a
It's kind of
journey.
what a mask is. It's kind of what a mask it means.
Well, a mask would I feel like wouldn't a mask like the implication there be like you're not yourself, you're being someone that isn't you.
Well, isn't that
Well,
what you said? You were like, it's different from who I am.
No, it's not like it's okay. How do I explain this? It's like a big pie, right? And instead of like having the whole pie, bringing the whole pie to every get together, you're bringing a different slice of the pie. And each different slice of the pie has slight differences, like to make it palatable for each get together you go. So let's say you go to Barbara's house, right? And at Barbara's house, they like their pie a little with a little spice. So you bring the slice, you bring the pie that got the little spice in it, right? But then you go to Shanti's house, and Shanti like the real sweet pie. You know what I'm saying? So you bring the sweet pie. It's still the same pie, but just like a little
You gotta
different
give her the
seasoning.
sweet pie, bro.
Yeah, you got to give it the sweet pie. You know what I'm saying? Like,
God, no,
like
that's bad.
I feel like you can be yourself, just not like the hundred. I don't know how to explain that without
I'd
making it sound like you're.
shower you in coconut cream pie.
But
No.
God, how did this get to this? We were talking about
Because
Fortnite.
this is how it always goes. This is how it'll always end. It always comes back to this, the same mistakes over and over again. Now listen, if you want to save Mikasa and Armin, you need to wake up.
What?
Wake up,
What?
Wake
wake
up.
up,
Wake
wake up,
up.
wake up,
Wake up.
run,
Wake up. Run.
Fight.
Run.
run. 4 8 6 8 7 6 6 6 5 5 2 2 3 3 2 2 3 3 2 2 6 7 1 5.
All right. So are we calling it there?
I mean, you want to go on your Pokemon card spiel real quick?
Oh, we could.
To
Yeah,
end it off?
we could end it with the Pokemon card spiel.
Uh,
I'm not sure if either of you have been really following the whole Pokemon card resurgence and the revival. Either of you
No.
heard anything about it?
I have not.
Okay, so there's a
I
large group
followed
of
it loosely with like
yeah.
Logan Paul doing the trading and some streamers
Mhm.
opening the packs and all that. Like,
Mhm.
yeah.
It's a lot of YouTubers and streamers are now coming back to Pokemon cards and they're buying packs by the dozen, right? Boxes by the dozen, and they're just opening pack after pack after pack after pack on these YouTube and Twitch streams, and it's become an extremely addictive thing to watch. So much so that it has caused a resurgence of the Pokemon card trading card game in its entirety. So much so that you could go to any Target, any place where you get your Pokemon cards, and the shelves will be wiped clean of every single Pokemon card. So, um, I collected Pokemon cards for a while when I was younger, and I wanted to try to get back into it with like some people, and we were gonna do it, but uh, they recently tweeted out the company that prints the Pokemon cards recently came out and said that they realize that it's becoming more popular and that they are not printing as many anymore because they're Pokemon cards, but they said that they are now at least quadrupling the amount that they print.
Oh, it's gonna make so much waste. Oh.
It's gonna make a lot of waste in the future, but that's not what I was talking about. I wanted your guys' opinions on the Pokemon card resurgence.
It's cool. I don't really have too much of an opinion on it. I always just collected Pokemon cards. I never really played with them or anything like that.
Well,
And
yeah,
I still have like
no
a
one really
bunch of them,
does.
but I don't. I have like at least a few hundred, but I don't do much with them. They're just on my counter just to look at whenever, you know.
Yeah, I mean, if you wanted to play the game, you play something like Magic or Yu-Gi-Oh, because those are like I collected a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh cards over the summer, and I find those are cool because you actually play with them. But Pokemon cards are just kind of fun to look at.
Or Vanguard.
Vanguard card fight, Vanguard. Let's go.
Vanguard. Well, it's not a lot. I'm sorry. I love that.
What about Artifact?
I actually don't know that one.
That's Dota.
That's the Dota card game.
By Steam and Valve. No, but like Pokemon cards, they're cool, I guess. I don't really understand it. I never did. I had
It's a
like,
collecting thing. I think it's fun.
I had a couple booster packs, but it's like they. Does anyone play the TCG game? Like
No, that's what I literally said. Like next to no one knows how to play the Pokemon card game because spoiler alert, the Pokemon card game is actually really hard and a lot more complicated and convoluted in comparison to like Magic or Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah, like I
You can
gotta
pick up-
use electric powers in order to use my moves. What?
And you need so many more. Yeah, you need so many more cards than like Yu-Gi-Oh and Magic because in like Yu-Gi-Oh, all you need is the monsters and the traps and the spells. You know, like you don't even need all the spells or traps. You can just have whatever you want.
You just have 40,
Right?
40 monster cards in a deck.
Yeah, sure, but that's how it used to be. But with like Pokemon and Magic, you need like the land cards and the energy cards, and you need the tool cards, and it's like and
Trader
the
cards.
tokens. You need the tokens.
I never learned what those energy cards did. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
Like, as a kid,
Exactly.
I
Nobody
was so
cares.
confused.
It's like
I'm like, why the hell does this exist?
give me the cool Pikachu picture card, and I want to look at it and feel nice. You know, that's
The
why you play Pokemon
Pikachu
cards.
card. My first Pokemon card was a Hitmonlee. I was in love with that thing. Alright, like I was in love with that card.
What was my first Pokemon? I have no fucking idea. It must have been
My
pretty
first
shit
Pokemon
then.
card was a Bronzong.
Bronzong.
It's like the big bell fucker.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Klefki? Klefki? It might have been Klefki. But yeah, Pokemon cards, huh?
Yeah.
Who started that whole thing? Like Twitch streamers or
Well,
YouTube side?
the first person I ever saw to do it, well, I heard that, but didn't Logan Paul do it a
Of
lot?
course it was
And
Logan
like,
Paul.
Alpha, like, didn't Mr. Beast do it at one point? I don't remember. But the one that I saw the most of was I Am Wildcat.
Oh,
I Am
okay.
Wildcat has been doing a ton of it. Even he did a huge one today. He's been putting so much money into Pokemon cards and everything like that, and he's getting a lot of positive reviews for it. Like he gets a lot of good viewership for it, and I'm like, I'm happy. I'm happy that they like, and the other people in that group like Smitty and like Moo and Nogla, they all have picked up trading card game like the Pokemon card pack openings, and it's become a new craze.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I guess, but I'm just like, they're quadrupling the production of these Pokemon cards, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
then
that's gonna be insane.
and then you think about it, because it's just a fad that's gonna be over in like a month, maybe even less, because of how internet time works now.
Yeah, like Among Us. But I mean, Among Us is still going on.
Oh, you should say like Fall Guys.
Oh, Fall Guys.
Remember
Yeah.
that game?
It got announced for the Switch the other day, and I'm like, oh yeah, Fall Guys. That game
I
exists.
forgot about it, which is crazy because I really wanted it at one point. Like that joint was lit. I never got to get it.
I mean, the game's fun. Period. The game's fun, but it just you lose the point after a while.
Yeah, it loses its charm after.
Yeah, it had like just a severe lack of content, like most games nowadays.
Yeah.
Like
It's
there
literally
there hasn't
there.
been any recent games where I just wanted to sit down and play it.
Kingdom Hearts 3.
Okay, well, like
Okay, single player.
I don't
Okay,
own
single
a
player
PS3.
games are dying. Period. Single player games are dying.
No, they're not.
Oh,
They're,
Yep. Absolutely.
You look how much people were hyped for Cyberpunk. What do you mean they're dying?
And
They're,
look how it
they're
did.
getting worse, but like
how it-
That's the
look
thing.
how
They're
it
getting
did.
worse.
Okay, I'm about to say like dying usually is referring to like there's no one playing them or something like that. Like they're still there.
No, the
People are
quality
definitely
is
playing
going
them.
down so much. Like Jesus, and then like it doesn't matter how many people buy the game, right? Like sure, but from a business model, it does, right? And that's honestly what like gaming as a whole is becoming is just a business model. But what I'm saying is people go on and they play these single player games and then they completely forget about it in like a month, not even like two
Yeah, like they
weeks.
play it for like a short term. Like if I can, like Cyberpunk is not a game I can see getting remembered. I keep coming back to Cyberpunk, but it's because it's the perfect
It's a
example of
big
everything
game.
I hate
Like
about modern like single player games. No one's gonna be talking about this game a little while from now. Like
yeah,
I feel like no one's gonna talk about it. GTA 5 is something we can talk about for years to come.
Hey
That
guys,
think
game
about the
is
RP servers. Think about the
oh
GTA
my
RP
god.
servers.
That
Those are
game is
huge.
you know what I mean? But like most of these games are just here and gone. They're very fleeting, you know what I mean?
Well, first
Like
off, GTA is multiplayer. GTA Online is like the most popular thing. Like you know,
okay, even if we do that, GTA San Andreas.
never played it, never even seen gameplay.
What? San Andreas is the GOAT.
I only had Nintendo products for like a
Oh
really long time.
yeah, you weren't on the Sony train. What
No,
a
no.
nerd.
But
Real Men was on the PS2.
fine.
yes sir, PS2, where you at?
I had a PS2 and an Xbox 360, and every day after school, my life would be complete.
PS2 and PS3. Xbox 360 was a bit too much for me.
Yeah.
That was the first non Nintendo console I got was the Xbox 360, and I spent so many toxic hours of just being hated on like Xbox Live.
Oh, were you a squeaker? Were you a
Huh?
squeaker?
Oh yeah. I was a squeaker on Xbox Live. There's probably so many people out there that have just like made squeakers cry on Xbox Live, and I was one of them. God,
Okay,
like
wait. Side story. So before we wrap this stuff up, like I was okay. I had a friend, right? I'm not gonna incriminate him, but this friend was like, he's not like the most like he's someone who you'd find very intimidating. Usually, you know, the average person would find very intimidating, right? This friend, him and me were playing League because he was playing League to get closer to a younger family member of his, right? And so like he was trying to learn to play League, and after a while we got really good. We started doing a lot. We ran into some toxic kid who was on our team in a match, right? As we were doing, and like after enough smack talking, you know, like I mean, like not a nerd, you know what I'm saying? Like if you want to
again, I beg
talk,
to differ.
I'm, if you want to talk, like I'm not gonna type, I'm not gonna keyboard warrior. We're gonna get a Discord or a voice chat or in person, and we're going to talk this out because I'm not gonna sit here and type to you. So we're like, hey, we're gonna add you as a friend. Get in our league voice chat, right? So we get in the league chat, and it's this 9-year-old little kid screaming.
Oh no.
You guys don't know how hard it is to play ADC. I will never forget that. I was like, are you serious? Because this kid was doing nothing but feeding the whole game. And we're like, yo, chill out. All we said was chill out. And he's going off on us. So we're like, you know what? After the game, we're gonna add you to this chat, and you better be prepared to defend yourself for that dumbass shit you pulled during the game. And all he was like, "You guys don't understand how hard it is to be on the bot lane and get ganked all the time." And I'm like, I'm just laughing, right? But my friend was still upset, so he starts yelling at this child, bro, until he cries.
No.
That was one of the funniest interactions I've ever had in League of Legends. That was fun. I miss League. We should play it again sometime.
We should not. We really
I
should
play it
not.
Jeremy. I literally play it every day.
We could do it for a YouTube video.
That's all you guys.
Yeah,
Hit me
not
up when you
not
want to
you,
go
T. Not
Valorant.
you. T, you're Valorant. I honestly though, T, I want to collab with you on Valorant at some point because
Yeah, because like if I play League, I'm
'cause
going to
I could
maul
get you
and
some-
scream and
yeah, I could
punch
get
my
you some
monitor.
like some pretty bomb content in that game. I feel like we're more funny when we play together instead of you just kind of yelling at
We could,
randoms.
we could play we can make some really good content on League. I feel like we can make some really good content there.
The League content, the League YouTube content is just highly edited stuff these days. Honestly,
I mean,
Because
yeah, it's gonna be highly
everybody's
edited,
gone.
but it's gonna be a meme.
Donkey's gone, Kiori's gone, Uber Danger's gone. Everybody's gone, dude. Magic Crappy Sly doesn't make league videos anymore. Everybody's gone.
Magic Crappy Spy barely makes videos.
That's facts. Guy, literally his entire channel is disappearing faster than his goddamn hairline.
Oh my god, don't do that, man's like that.
I love Magic Crappy Spy, right? But dang, I need him to upload, bro. But there was a time where his videos were like crack for me, man. Like,
Yeah, it was so good. Squeeze. He's great.
The
okay,
beginning
well.
of the Kane actual champion spotlight was stuck in my head for like a solid month. All right,
Yeah.
it's the freaking JoJo's name, and it's like the
Yeah.
Kane.
Alright, what, Tristan?
I guess we just wrap this up here, right?
Yeah, we're about like an hour and a half in, I think.
Yep, hour and a half in, almost on the dot.
Alright.
Alright.
Well, that was a really good thing. What are we gonna call this episode?
How about Fortnite funnies and existential
Okay,
dread?
let's Fortnite
No, just
existential
say-
crisis. I'm done.
Say,
I'm down.
just say you bored of, you're not bored of her yet. In quotes.
No.
Yeah, no. Wait, you're not bored of her yet?
That's how you said. You said you just want to move on, right?
Yeah.
The bored of her once is funnier.
Yeah,
more
honestly,
funny.
just put
It's
bored.
more funny. It's more
Sure.
funny. More funny.
All right.
Take it from the guy who has 6,000 subscribers, who are probably not active
Oh.
anymore, but yeah.
Wait, no, Tristan, I have more subscribers than you. Don't do that. Nope. Wait, how much do I have? Let me see. I have 108. All right, loser.
Didn't you have like 6K? What happened?
No, I had like
Don't overestimate how much subscribers everybody has.
I had a lot of views. I didn't have a lot of subscribers. Like my highest viewed video was 1.1K,
Oh, okay.
and I was talking about the freaking Evelyn rework. And after that's my Ibuki reaction, because I was the first channel on YouTube to upload a Ibuki reaction for Street Fighter V. I was waiting till 12 o'clock at midnight to upload that damn video. I didn't even correctly process. I just threw it on. I said, no, we're uploading this. I had a thumbnail pre-made.
That's the dedication right there. All right. If you made it to the end of this podcast, make sure to leave a like for that
You're probably
YouTube
asleep
algorithm.
if you are watching it. But
What?
you're probably asleep. I mean, I know people who just watch podcasts to fall asleep, and honestly, that's fine.
Honestly, if you take this on a walk, you're the man. Keep on
Yes,
chugging,
sir.
bro. Get up that
Yes, sir,
mountain.
or woman.
Also,
woman.
wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. 639-244-6239. Run.